What the fuck is up?
What is God?
I'm Marcus Bradley Donovan, the Pasteurized Chef, and welcome to the DC As Fck Show.
Good
yeah.
We are, thank you. This is actually why I got in business with Molly a long time ago. We are a drinking show with a motherfucking podcast problem. We make no excuses for our actions. We are live from the One Love Massive Studio, a.k.a. the Creative Factory. Don't burn the place down with that incense, motherfucker.
I'm trying my best.
You don't seem like an incense burning dude. You get, oh, God, it's
He's
really
doing
strong.
good.
Also. God, fuck, damn. Find us at the onelovemassive.com. We are located from the across the street from the world historic Howard Theater. Like I said, I'm Marcus Bradley Donovan, the Pasteurized Chef. This is a show about food, arts, politics, music, and getting drunk. Like I said, we do not apologize for our actions once the show starts. We let it take it where it is and take it where it goes and fuck our lives. So let the fuckery begin.
Oh, Lord.
You can find me on any social media. Well, no, not really. On Twitter, Marcus2767. Instagram, Pasteurized Chef. Also Instagram, DC As Fck Show minus the U. This week's drink, because Dior is here. She needed brown, natty light,
You gonna call me out?
water.
Oh, we gonna fight.
I told
You
you.
ain't bring the right brown, okay? You ain't bring the right brown.
That's like saying, hey, I like brown, but don't bring the
Rude.
brown, bring the Latina.
What is this?
Listen, today's
Oh,
show
I
is
got
sponsored
you.
by Chuck Levin's, Grindstone, and...
Oh,
That's
yes.
your
My
cue.
name is Dior Ashley Brown. I got a show coming up. It's called My Vessel. Dior Ashley Brown presents My Vessel. It's going to be at the Atlas Theater. Come through, show love. It's going to be March 2nd, 9 p.m. Get your tickets now. You can go
there.
to DiorAshleyBrown.com or follow me on Facebook. Got the information right there. Get your tickets. Seating is limited. It is a hip-hop musical, hip-hopera. It's going to be sick. I'm telling a story. It's really, really dope. Come through.
And...
Very nice. Ian A Taronji with the law firm of Ian A Taronji. You can find my info, I presume, in the show notes.
And the show notes. And
Yeah.
you are... What's your strong point?
That's my strong point.
Being a lawyer, goddammit. My strong point's being a fucking lawyer.
It's not drinking at midnight
That is mine.
on a Sunday.
That is
but
mine, motherfucker.
actually, I guess it's Monday now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what's conflicted about the show. I'm like, 12 o'clock on Sunday. Not really. It's actually really
It's
Monday.
actually Monday. It's actually Monday.
That being said, I want to say one little quick note. We are going to be moving our time to 11 o'clock.
Wow.
Wow.
Earlier.
I feel like earlier.
Okay.
I feel like earlier is
Witching
smarter.
hour.
Because, one, I want to say it says Sunday night. It could actually now be on Sunday night. And some other things. I mean, a lot of our guests can't get here. And it's like, fuck, that's late. And I'm like, yeah. And,
It's pretty late.
the most important reason is because I started working breakfast on Monday. So I want to give myself an extra hour and a half, hour of fucking sleep or rest or some bullshit.
Can I also pimp my show?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Lucky So-and-So's. I'm the guitarist.
I mean, you know, we have 2
band
hours
leader.
here. You got this.
With the Lucky So-and-So's. We are DC, totally DC, hip-hop, jazz collective. And
Which is unique.
Oh,
got
I
a
love
show.
it. Good vibes.
we got a show, DC 9 on Thursday, February 15th.
Okay. Oh.
And there's going to be some punk acts. Some punk acts.
So get your punk ass there.
Playing. Yeah, so get your punk ass there.
So throughout the show, I want both of you all to pump that.
Okay, word.
So that being
Thank you.
said, my co-host for this day is the wonderful Nick Moreland.
How's it going, everyone? Nick Moreland.
That's the best you have.
Yeah.
Me?
After all that, that's the best.
Okay, I eat a
You
lot.
sound like Bruce Willis.
expected a little bit more
and,
from you.
Like, what was it, the Fifth Element?
I ate too much salmon tonight, man. You know.
And you still have bubble guts?
No, I got the salmonitis.
He got Bruce.
Nobody has
I got fishitis.
He
That's
got
usually-
Bruce Willis on
You're a
That's
team
usually-
player, though, man. You're a team player.
That's
Sucked
usually
it
called
up.
that's usually
Drag
called
your ass
herpes.
in here.
It's usually herpes or crabs.
Ooh.
Crabs. You got crabs?
Fish. No.
So also behind the microphone and behind the scenes, we have Michael and Nick.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Big
mean,
ups.
Nick's here, but he doesn't
Big
have
ups.
a microphone. It's like in the air.
Well, no, he's a side piece tonight in a sense. So
The side piece, though?
where have you been? We've had a side piece every fucking show. You know what? Just because you missed last week, I don't like you right now. So we're throughout the show. I don't know if you watched, but throughout the show we do play a drinking game. I will just throw the rules out as we go.
All right.
Do we- is
Lay
it-
on me.
It's the same.
Same rules we play every
Watch
week.
out.
You
You
think
got
it-
water?
You think like every time you think about a bad memory from your childhood, you take a drink? Because I'm gonna be drunk real quick.
I mean, if you want to think about your dad like that every other 3 seconds, we can. Well, that being said, bartender, we all have shots in front of us.
I don't.
You're not a bartender. I'm
Shot.
talking to the
Canadian mist.
bartender. Let me rephrase that. Bartender, do we have shot?
Is
No.
there enough cups?
No, I think you poured it.
I brought extra cups
Time out.
right here.
Dior, you've already poured the shots. Okay.
Oh, good. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You don't
My
have to-
bartender
Nick doesn't
is
have a shot.
already
Nick has to go through it.
on the twisted.
Nick needs a shot.
Canadian Mist. I used to drink
I'm
this.
gonna need you not to call me out. I just got here. Okay?
Canadian
An hour
Mist?
ago.
That's a working man's whiskey.
What is that? Sounds like
you can drink that on the
Actually,
clock.
I think that's a non-working man's
that
whiskey.
sounds like a reindeer's piss.
All right.
This
like-
is definitely
Canadian
this is
Mist.
definitely someone on
Canadian
Canadian unemployment
Mist.
is drinking this.
This is
Gotta go
is
more.
setup.
Wait,
Take one.
when y'all buy the
Look at the
booze,
emblem. They took it from MGM.
Yeah.
that's actually kind of funny.
You guys
Canadian
might be able to get y'all might be able to get a sponsorship though.
We need to stop saying
Please
Canadian
do not be
Mist.
sponsored. I'm sorry.
DC Mist.
Why did I say that again? Why does it have?
Canadian Mist.
It has like a fake handle on it too. Like
It's plastic.
It's plastic.
oh, it's plastic.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
plastic.
So you know it's
Oh.
not safe, y'all. Drink water. Drink water.
She's
Damn.
so very right with that.
Oh boy.
Hey, can we get another shot over here of this plastic?
Why you being so mean? Why you
Absolutely.
being mean over there?
I'm not being mean. I just noticed that it had like a fake.
gave
I
him
gave
one.
I gave
Oh,
I gave him one. I gave it to Nick. But I just noticed it had like a fake handle on it, man. Just saying.
It's a fake handle.
It's so you don't drop it when you're driving.
I mean, it is pretty convenient. I'm not gonna hate. Like the handle
it's
is got a
actually-
good
it's
grip,
kinda nice.
nice pour.
All right, so let's do this.
Yep.
All right, we got distracted by the booze.
What are we doing here?
This is
Oh God.
I'm sipping
Cheers.
this.
I'm sipping this
No,
too.
you're not sipping it. We do shots.
Why is yours orange?
Because I had orange soda earlier.
He put
She
Kool-Aid-
just
he
poured.
put
She just
Kool-Aid
poured
in
right
that
on
shit,
top
man.
of it. It's cool.
It's tang.
Yeah, he don't need too much, y'all.
Oh God, this smells like a
let's start-
wino's
let's
drink.
Your shaved head looks like a winer's drink.
This smells like seasoned feet.
What?
Why do you know it's?
Why does my
why-
nose
why-
burn when I drink this?
got
I don't
cocaine
know
in it.
about this.
Oh,
I put cocaine in it.
thank you. Now we're gonna have a great show.
Oh. Ew.
We all good now?
No.
Phew.
Not good. It's smooth.
It's
All right, so
Yeah, it's-
everybody shut up.
okay.
So I just want to bitch about my phone a little bit. So I have a Samsung, and I've had Samsung for
There's your
years.
problem.
Judge.
There's your
No, no,
problem
no, no,
right
I've,
there.
That's problem right there.
no. I've had iPhones for years too, and I fucking hate iPhones, so that's why I switched over.
Well,
Just
cheaper
let me
to
bitch real
fix.
quick and get it out of my system.
All right, well, do it. Hurry up.
For fuck's
Your
sake,
phone's like an
You
overpriced
can't
beeper, bitch.
iMessage
it
us.
is like a.
all phones are overpriced. People.
All I gotta say is I've had one for 3 years. I've dropped that thing 1,000 times. The screen never cracked. I've had this thing for a month and a half. I dropped it 5 times and the screen's cracked. Fucking pissed, and it cost $500 to fix.
Why are you
Yeah.
dropping your phone?
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
You had
how about
an
not
iPhone?
drop? How
Yeah.
about not drop? how about not
iPhone
drop
would
your
cost
phone?
me $1,000 probably to fix.
No, I wouldn't.
You would have insurance.
It wouldn't.
I have insurance, but I'm not just spending on that.
Damn. 500.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Because no, the 7 screen is like less than $100 to fix.
Not with the brand new one.
Marcus, I got the solution
The
for
8
you.
is.
Oh, there you go.
is like
I have-
150.
Aluminum foil, I know. What?
I'm a lawyer.
Uh-huh.
I have the solution
Can
for
we
you.
sue people? I'll sue motherfuckers left and right. Let's do this.
Stop dropping your fucking phone.
Yeah,
Don't
because
drop it in.
5 times is too many.
You got to get the OtterBox. That
5
stupid
times
ass
is
shit
5
I
I
can't
had the
stand.
Yeah.
OtterBox.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing get on my nerves.
It's so big.
Like, I can't
Watch,
put
I'm
it
going
in
to
my
drop
back
my fucking
pocket.
phone when I leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna curse you guys, everybody in this room except for Dior.
It's because you got those little deformed baby hands.
I have-
man.
They are kind of, they're not
I have
deformed.
a
They're
case
small.
on my phone.
I mean, they're not deformed. They're actually. I mean, they're proportioned out properly. They're just really short.
So you got Donald Trump hands?
Yes.
You got Trump hands.
Oh, my
Can we-
God.
Can we stop
Say,
saying Trump? Can we just say 45?
All right, 45.
I mean, I
Trump
thought we
hands.
went over this a long time ago.
That's all right. It just
Is he? Wait, is he who shall not be named?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and yes.
45 DT,
So,
also known as
Alright.
Donald.
so what else I wanted to
T.
start off with? Shut up over there in the corner. Baby, get in the corner. There's your shot. Drink.
I already took a
Drink.
shot.
Do it again.
I
Do it
don't
again.
want to drink
You
that.
missed out. I don't care.
This is torture, yo.
Drink your beer. It's no different than the other bullshit we have every week.
This shit burns, yo.
You know how often we
Can
have
you
this
call me
here?
next
Yeah.
time you make this decision?
You're lucky you didn't get fucking mango pineapple vodka.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
This is like
That sounds like some sugary bullshit.
this drink. This is like Velikov's light skinned cousin right here. You don't drink Velikov? God damn, man.
Nobody in here drink. That's even
No,
cheaper than that
that's even that's
I
worse
just
than
really
that.
can't.
Vladimir, I remember Vladimir,
Does
right?
Putin not have a vodka? We should start
Putin should have a vodka.
We should
I
start a vodka
guarantee
called
Putin
Putin.
has a vodka.
Putin.
But we should
I
start.
guarantee.
But we should start one like
Putin has a
V.
we
vodka.
should start one like Burnett's and call it Putin.
Putin V.
Putin V.
Putin.
Yeah, we should definitely.
I ain't
So hold on,
voting for
let's
Putin.
move
Putin is
forward.
no
Now,
gang.
I have a topic that I feel like is kind of cool.
All right.
San Francisco will wipe out thousands of marijuana convictions off the books.
Oh, for real?
Not gonna lie, I haven't read the article.
Can it happen in DC?
Do you have a charge in DC?
Should
No, I'm just
Should
I'm talking
happen
about
in-
all my people who do have one.
should happen in every jurisdiction
So-
in America.
Yes.
And
Can
on
you
planet
explain
Earth.
this to us since
Please,
you're the
yes,
lawyer?
let's get into that.
Since you're
Come on.
so he's the DC as fuck lawyer. So
Oh,
we're
I
just
love
gonna.
it. I love it. Let's go.
He's the resident lawyer. So we're just
I'm
gonna
gonna
we're gonna
I'm
let
put
him
that on my
talk.
business cards.
Okay.
So we're actually
DC
gonna
as
let
fuck
Ian just
lawyer.
talk this whole show because I'm kind of fascinated and I don't feel like talking today.
All right.
I'm just really curious about immigration and everything else going on.
Yes, let's get into it.
Sorry.
Box
Well,
Sorry. I just had to
Fucking
do
mush
that.
mouth, sit in the corner.
No, that was you whining. I don't want to talk today. Go ahead. Listen.
Oh my god, I'm gonna punch you in your dick when we get off onto the break.
you.
And go that CK Lewis.
Oh, I didn't say I was gonna masturbate on him. I just said I was gonna punch him in his dick.
Oh God.
I mean, if you want me to, if you
dick reference tonight.
if you want me to
Are you having a Me
masturbate in
Too
the room,
moment?
we'd do it in the break. But I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
We don't need anything happening
Do you-
outside of a break other than a break.
Yeah.
It should just be a break. It shouldn't be nothing outside of a break.
Oh, so I
Stay
should,
focused.
I should tell the strippers to go away.
Yes.
Oh,
For like a moment. Because
Oh.
Dior's here. We gotta be respectful.
Yeah.
she likes strippers too. All right. Anyway, let's get back to
Okay, cool.
San Francisco and these convictions. Tell me about this, please.
I actually haven't read the story,
What
but
the
I've
fuck?
heard.
You told me you knew what it was.
I've
talking
heard but I've heard stuff about it. It sounds like the city council is planning to introduce legislation that would basically wipe out all marijuana convictions. I presume up to a certain amount.
Because
I mean, it
California
always-
made it completely legal across
California has completely legalized across the board. And
Oh,
I
excellent.
think there's been sort
Going
of
to
de
Cali.
facto
Back to Cali.
legalization there for a long time, even before it was officially legal. So,
Yeah, but recently in the last election, like everything.
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
was
But my question is, like, what about the people that already have convictions that are in for 5, 10, 15
Huh.
years?
yeah,
Like,
the ones that are in
And
the
even
the
during the
mandatory
3
minimums.
strikes you're out deal where
that would be interesting. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's
I
gonna
think-
count for 3 strikes. I
Oh,
feel
I'm
like it
suing.
won't.
Well,
As
because
soon
I
as they
think
let me,
I
I'm
think a lot
suing.
of the 3 strikes are federal drug convictions.
Yeah.
And
So these are more or less this,
obviously
statewide,
if San Francisco's doing it, they only
Or
have jurisdiction
town-wise.
over
the city.
over the city, over the
Wow.
city.
It actually says nearly 5,000 people statewide had petitions in the court of marijuana convictions. Prop 64 took effect on January 9th.
Oh, 5,000?
Yeah, it was actually naming other towns and
Wow,
cities.
that's actually not that many people.
I mean, but it's better than fucking zero.
That's true, but I thought it was like it'd be like 20,000, 40,000
So,
people.
That's San
Recreational
Francisco.
use 21 years or older, so it's basically like fucking booze.
But I mean, it's good public policy.
and it's
if
a,
you-
good, and
if
it's a
nothing
fucking
else.
amazing step in the right direction.
It is.
Yeah, it's good public policy that it should be enacted in, I think, every jurisdiction that has legal recreational marijuana. I think also probably medical marijuana. I frankly think the federal government should take marijuana off of the same schedule that keeps it treated the same as
fucking
heroin and
I mean, because I can't remember the last time I did heroin. I was like, hey, I want to smoke some weed, fucking go on top of my heroin.
But wouldn't that be a backlash against the privatized prison system we have now that profits off having numbers instead of having, justice?
Corporate.
a worthy backlash. It should be. I mean, we should be.
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I get that. We should be fighting to reduce prison populations.
Yes.
Um,
Especially in DC.
I mean, everywhere.
But
You
what
know,
is that
in
going to
DC,
do
look
for
in
the
DC,
private
we're
prisons, though?
Crowded.
Yeah, I know.
Super
Fuck the
crowded
private
in DC.
prisons.
Super crowded.
I mean, I want to know
the
how
private
many.
prisons
I mean,
are-
look, DC. We may be in a little bit of a bubble here. DC is the single most progressive jurisdiction in America.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is.
Explain
more
that.
so.
Explain that a little bit more now.
Right.
Give us the extreme
like,
example on the other side of
What
DC.
would make it-
Like
I don't know what the
progressive.
extreme example would be on the other side of DC. It would probably be somewhere in the middle of some deep red state like Nebraska or Oklahoma or Mississippi or something. But I mean,
Alabama.
yeah, I mean, I my sister-in-law used to live in San Francisco, and I used to like joke with her. I'm like, how does it feel to live in the second most progressive jurisdiction in America? Because for a long time, California voted down same-sex marriage. I mean, there's
There was a lot of conservatives
some
at
questionable
that point.
shenanigans, and there was a lot of conservatives who threw a lot of money into that race. but the state of California voted down same-sex marriage at a time when DC had it. DC's had recreational legal weed longer than California has. I think DC's the single most progressive jurisdiction in America.
It really is. It definitely actually is. So real fast, did I read an article about a month ago where they're talking about wanting to divide California into 6 different states? I mean, is that true? I mean, I just saw
I'm sure somebody wants to.
They broke it down
probably conservatives who can't win.
No,
anything
and I think that's what it is. But
California.
if you broke it down, it's like San Francisco, Oakland area. Because if you think about it, California's a big fucking state.
It's the 7th largest economy in the world.
Yeah, and they talked about breaking it down. I can't remember, but I just remember seeing 6. And the way they broke it down, I'm like, oh, that actually makes a lot of fucking sense. So it was like wine country, fucking Sonoma. No, with the internet, the Silicon
Orange
Valley
County.
So it was like Silicon Valley, Napa Valley, like the fucking coast, and
Death Valley,
San Diego,
like Bakersfield.
Yeah, they broke it down as like
Sacramento.
Yeah, and they broke it down, and when
the little part of California Tijuana likes because it's so close to it.
Baja,
basically Baja. Baja.
There's a couple of conservative bastions in California. I mean, I don't know California politics all that well, but I know that like the San Diego area, because it's very military, it tends to be very sort of hardline conservative. I think more inland as you get closer to Nevada, when you're in like Bakersfield and stuff like that, that might be a little more conservative.
I think that was like San Diego and Bakersfield was kind of like I was like, well, up, but then you had
Bakersfield. They didn't pass their they didn't pass there. When they went to do the recreational, I don't think it passed in Bakersfield.
It's not a surprise.
Probably didn't, but it passed statewide, so it's like it's state law now.
So they're fucked. Hold up, I'm playing on my computer.
All right,
chill.
So you're telling me I have to come up with a topic on the fly?
No, if you look at your show notes that I sent you. Oh,
he sent them to you? Because he didn't send me any.
I did not send them to you actually, because you are a late addition to the show.
That's all good.
Oh my God! You did?
So let's just state. I send them, bitch. I send them to you every week.
I get them. I pay attention.
All right, so I'm just gonna state the obvious: the fucking Philadelphia Eagles won their first Super Bowl this week or tonight, actually. Me being a diehard Giants fan, that's my number one rival, and I fucking hate the Eagles. I also hate the fucking Patriots.
Why are we watching football?
Dior can talk about
Tom
this.
Tom Brady get tackled by 5 black men.
Do you think Philadelphia is going to be up in flames?
Philadelphia would have been up in flames if they won or lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to go up in flames.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Stop that.
You want to put money on this?
They're burning shit right now.
You want me to
do it?
I'm going to Google it right now.
I guarantee there's a couch burning
Type
somewhere.
article.
Somewhere in
I
Philly.
mean, Philadelphia, I can assume a couch is always burning
This is true.
somewhere.
That's probably true. That's
Just like
probably
Baltimore, used to be D.C., Richmond, Williamsburg, or what's that, Yorktown?
Camden,
yep. It's a couch burning somewhere.
true. Detroit.
Couch burning
There's
capital.
couches burning in Detroit
I know that.
for heat.
Well,
I put Philadelphia's on fire and nothing came out really. So nobody's burning.
Okay.
Nobody's burning.
I bet
Nobody's burning.
I bet you got all the old
False alarm.
documentaries of the first time the city caught on fire and everything, didn't you?
Let me just say this about Philly.
They suck.
The Eagles actually had a temporary prison set up at the stadium.
Yeah, they did.
For game day.
I grew up going to Philadelphia.
Lincoln Field.
I grew up going to the vet as a kid. My father had
I went to the vet, yeah.
And I saw some wild shit as a kid. Like, this is the reason why. So, growing up, my brother's a diehard Eagles fan. I should have grew up as an Eagles fan. But I went to the stadium and saw some of the most wildest shit when I was like 8 years old. And it's like, no, this is not right. None of this is right. Like, I had these women who would sit next to our seats. And every fucking game, they will spill beer on me. Not because they meant to, because I was fucking 8 years old. Because they were crazy-ass white girls fucking getting drunk in the Philadelphia game in the 700 level. And in the 700 level, if you know anything about Philadelphia vet, was like fucking Animal House.
That's where they throw the batteries down.
Yeah, that's who threw the batteries down. Was
the
that
batteries rain down.
Are they
Don't
AAAs?
they know they have?
Are they D batteries? What kind of batteries?
I think like some C batteries.
No, they were D batteries. No, the batteries they throw at Santa Claus were D batteries.
This is
they
definitely
also
before 9/11 because after 9/11 you couldn't bring a battery into a bathroom or anything like that. So
The mentality hasn't changed just because the security has changed. The mentality hasn't changed.
Hold on. I need to know
I knew he was going to do this.
How many bathrooms are you taking batteries into?
None.
Your dildo?
No,
You have
your
vibrators?
dildo. Probably
You
your
have
dildo's
vibrators
going
in your bathroom?
Why do you always go here?
Because it's easy, and it makes you uncomfortable.
It does.
That's why I go
Just
there.
like urinal troughs.
That
Very
is another thing
uncomfortable.
about Philadelphia is urinal troughs. That's
Urinal
the first time I
troughs?
fucking pissed in a urinal trough was in
What
fucking
the fuck is a
Philadelphia.
you're
hold on. What is?
It's a crime against humanity. Is
It's
what
like
it
this
is.
big like sink that everybody pisses in.
Oh, God.
Urinal trough, man.
And it usually has
Classic.
ice in it. It has to have ice in it so it doesn't stink to all heaven.
Classic
So,
trough.
hold on.
Classic trough.
But I remember
It's
doing
classic.
this.
The Rock and Roll Hotel has a trough.
Ocean
Yeah,
City
I was gonna
Boardwalk.
say, yeah, like, I
Ocean
remember
City
pissing in
Boardwalk
the
is
trough
a
before.
At least with a urinal, I don't have to see someone else's dick when I'm taking a piss.
And the trough is usually round.
The
I
most
remember
awkward
No, the
elementary
trough is
school-
not round, square.
The worst part is when they
Square?
finish, they're next to you and they're shaking. That's the
No,
Yeah,
favorite
right.
part.
Just
A trough on a farm is like round.
All
I
right.
think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in
Okay,
DC
next
public
subject.
schools,
Oh,
they used to
God.
have those wall where you just piss at the wall.
that's
I remember
and it
that.
goes into the
Oh,
floor.
God.
Yeah, I do remember
my
that.
God.
And this was in DC
All
public
right,
schools.
Yeah.
mayonnaise. Is
I had
that
one
it?
of those in my
Mayonnaise.
garage.
Mayonnaise.
I had one of those in my garage in high
that the
school.
safe
All
word?
of my childhood.
Is that the
yes,
safe word,
that's the
mayonnaise?
safe
All right,
word,
so
yes.
first of all,
And that one
bag.
little bar,
Oh my
you had
God.
to wash
All
your
right,
hands.
all right,
Everybody
all
washed
right.
their
Mike,
hands.
shut
Oh
up.
God,
Michael.
help me, please.
It's so disgusting.
Save me.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
Lord.
Okay.
Everybody, shut the fuck up.
Phew.
So the past couple weeks we've been doing safe words. So Dior just brought it to my attention. When these conversations go off the rail, will you two shut the fuck
She
up?
said mayonnaise for a safe word.
Well, because I say mayonnaise earlier. So what we need when we go into these conversations go off the rail, we have these safe words that we need to do.
How about Brady?
Shut the fuck up before I hit every single one of you with a bottle. And I don't even have a bottle to hit you guys with.
It's plastic.
So apparently,
It won't hurt.
hold on. Let me hit you with that plastic. See how fucking hard it doesn't hurt.
I apologize. When I bring up urinal troughs, they unleash
Oh,
deep-seated
no.
emotional
Mayonnaise.
responses of trauma.
All right, so
go
stop.
ahead.
All right, stop
My
for one.
fault.
Stop
It's
for
my
one.
fault.
Stop for one
That's
second.
trauma for me.
So
I
Dior,
just remember pissing at a
Michael.
wall. That's all I remember.
God.
Well, I'm just saying, that's what it
Jesus,
was.
God.
Elementary school was about pissing on a wall.
shut the fuck up. Safe words.
Sorry.
Oh
Stop.
God.
Are you going? Are you going? We
I'm
need
bad.
safe. We need safe
What's
words. Are you going with mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
You going with mayonnaise?
What was that?
Do we each get our own, or is
Yes,
it one?
we all get our own.
right,
We all
all
get our own.
What's yours?
Mine?
What's your safe word?
Nibbles.
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 That sounds too close to nipples.
So
I think that's what he's trying to do.
We can
Okay,
do-
fine.
no. You could do nibbles,
No.
but you gotta say. But you gotta say nibbles.
Croutons.
Croutons.
You gonna say croutons.
Croutons.
I like that.
Brady.
Nipples.
Alligator skin.
Asshole.
No, one word, bitch. We'll put it one
Well,
word. You're trying to say-
alligator, I guess. Yeah.
All right,
alligator.
How about just gator?
Alligator? I like alligator.
How about cauliflower?
I was going to say cauliflower. I actually was going to say that.
That's personal for him.
For me or him.
You bitch.
No, for you.
Oh, because it's white. It's gotta be cauliflower.
Huh?
That could be a couple things.
Mayonnaise.
That's her word.
Do you like? Do you like putting your hand in mayonnaise?
No, I would put my hand in mayonnaise.
Because I don't know. You don't
What?
touch. You don't touch weird things.
Just my fist.
Do you ever fist mayonnaise?
You fist mayonnaise?
Have you
That
ever
is
fist
fun.
mayonnaise?
No, I haven't. Fist. Why would I fist anything? First of all, fisting should be. If you're out there fisting, stop. Stop right now. Like,
You never
no
fisted. You never fisted a girlfriend
I'm just saying in
Oh my
general. Throwing your fist at something is wrong.
inside of something.
Again, your fist is
I have
meant
baby Trump hands.
to. You probably can get
and
your
you
fist.
curl-
That-
listen,
that-
you
and
get-
that's
That's
the
and
probably
you
why.
curl them up.
That's a problem.
See, once you get past the I was gonna say nipple. Once you get past the knuckle, you fucking slide up in that shit. Should we go to commercial break?
Yeah, we
Yes.
should definitely get away
Why?
from fisting.
Yeah.
So what break are we going to? What video are we going to?
I don't know what's on your show notes, but I'm pretty sure it's not urinal troughs and fisting. So I don't know what the hell is going on right now.
Ian, we're going to one of your video. We're going to go to one.
Oh, is it a video? Do we need a video? I have audio. Yeah, it's an audio. track.
But explain it.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's
yeah,
a
today on today's show,
song
talk show.
by Lucky So and So's.
I just want to comb your hair a little bit.
He just said you got baby hair.
It's the
That's-
picture.
No, I said he has white people hair.
It's the
Oh,
picture.
sorry.
It's the picture day haircut with the little
Million.
tree, with the tree background. You know, your parents pay extra $10, you get a fake tree in the goddamn background.
So you never had a
picture
tree in
day?
your background?
I never paid for
No, I
extra
didn't. It
tree
was,
in
it
my
was always
pictures.
forest green.
You had a trough in your backyard.
In the background of my school photo, I had a trough.
That's where the pigs.
So why-
My mom was
Mama's
not willing to
scheme.
pay for.
Your mom doesn't like you. That's
No,
why.
no, I'm just saying. No,
All right, let's
no
go
one's
ahead,
mom was willing to pay
let's
for a
go.
tree.
Let's go to the video.
Don't let them out.
All right, not video, audio.
Whatever.
Lucky So and So's Costa a Sol. It's a little bossa nova, hip hop, jazz, hip hop,
Oh,
jam.
yes.
And when we come back, I'm going to ask him a little bit more about his style.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We out.
Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left. Mimosa, Costa, sober, tipping point will then fall over. Ratchet and classy, actually crassy. Ask me to pass me the nasty gladly. Open it up, close it shut. Focus is what, then focus the rut. Rolling the blunt with the legal seafood. Sop you up, I need to eat you. Oops, I need to greet you. Oops, I need to beam you up in my spaceship. Claim your damage, claim your NASA, claim your planet. I know you say I got that key when I lock you down. So I don't know your moves, so I just have to jot it down. So, two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left. Send on, but I don't spend on these unworthy bros. They unnerve beyond. Can't seem to curb the enthusiasm they hold for me, but all these groupie tandems get run back to back like a sitcom marathon. That's why I can never respond with my celly on. In a room and she all alone, waiting in a thong, claiming I did her wrong, saying I let her on. She left a letter outside of my house, but how she crying and pouting that I ain't died on her route. She wanna talk face to face, boy, I gotta look out. Caught her hiding in the bushes at the summer cookout. They and her friend, maybe that's why I wonder. She blowing up my joy, calling for different numbers. You Tamagotchi still playing those cheat games. If we were cell phones, you be a prepaid. Got my own plan, so I don't need your contact. You just mad you earn a part of my contract. Why is you beefing? Stop all that crying, cause all you leeches and wombats lying. Then fall back, cause you ain't all that clicking. Goodbye, now don't you ever call back. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. Two steps to the right, two steps to the left, so fresh. steps to the right, 2 steps to the left. So fresh, 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left. So
Good vibes.
15.
Testing.
Dude, that was actually pretty dope.
Yeah, it's good vibes.
Well, thank you.
So let's just.
I wrote that one.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Yes, I did.
So I mean, I've lived all over, and I've listened to a lot of music, like weird shit, all over the country and the world. And,
Oh my
yeah, it's all the fucking Misfits. So your style is very unique. Let me stop. Let me back up. Introduce yourself again.
Ian Taronji,
From.
the Lucky So and So's. We are
And-
DC's jazz, hip hop, like the
Funk.
band on jazz hip hop.
So, why that direction? First of all, for me.
For me, it's like the music that I love. You know, the jazz-based hip hop and the like hip hop based jazz,
So
which
were
there
you-
actually is a lot of.
Were you a fan of Guru?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jazz and Taz?
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite one?
You're putting me on the spot.
I said no.
Marcus, don't put him on the spot. He
No,
said he
I-
appreciates the music. Why are you trying to test him as if you grew up and you're an
No.
authority on
I said
jazz?
no,
I can't even
because-
imagine you listen to anything jazz in your life, man. You listen to that bullshit electronic music, man.
All the
Uh,
Guru
do you-
Gangstar shit.
Do you forget
I
about
love.
the fact that I lived in New Orleans for a long time?
I'm just putting him on the spot, man. That's the Marcus I love. Look at you.
Get to the left.
No, I actually, Jasmine Taz, if you don't know, Guru did Gangstar, who changed his
Yeah.
name to Guru, who recently passed a couple years back, which
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
motherfucker's badass. But he had Jasmine Taz, and he did, what, like 7 of them?
I think
6
so.
of them?
I think so.
To
It's
me,
dope. It's dope.
It's
Fucking shit.
it's hip hop over jazz beats, and it's mind boggling. It blew my mind at a young
Yeah.
20-year-old kid.
For me too. For me
Yeah.
too.
Right?
It's like the jazz hip hop was my introduction into hip hop.
Can we pull up a Jasmine Taz Volume 1?
I mean, what about the the Jazz Poet Society from Richmond?
or even shit Tribe Called Quest or
Tribe Called
Yes.
Quest.
Yeah.
Jay Dilla.
I mean, rest his soul.
Oh,
I mean, all
OC.
I want to say
OC Word Life.
all
That's one
three of
the
you are
best.
musicians. Part of the reason I wanted the three of you on this platform, and we'll get more back into you. The part of the reason I want all three of you guys together because you guys all have funk in your style. Like you all have your unique styles. Like your live show on here a few weeks back was fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Listening to you on your Facebook, I haven't seen you live, was amazing. And hearing you play where I've seen you play, like you guys all have amazing styles of funk, and you twist like tower of power into your system, and like you just. So that's why I wanted you
Funky
guys.
meters.
Yeah, you guys are funky. You're like,
Yeah.
Some Herbie Hancock.
Gotta stay
and-
funk.
yeah, Herbie Hancock's another one. But you
The
guys are
JBs.
you guys are all three different people from three different backgrounds. You guys,
Absolutely.
so
They be
like
stinking, don't they?
James Brown, my uncle.
like the funk, where the funk come from? Like what the funk? What the funk?
Where the funk come?
Where did funk
I
come
was
from?
born with the funk.
I don't know. I'm
I think
asking-
it just kind of hooks into you and
And
just doesn't let go. Like everything I do is funky. Everyone's like, "Can you just play straight on the 1, 2,
No.
3, 4?" And it's like,
I don't want to.
no.
Funk is bittersweet. It's ugly and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like it's got dissonance. It's got these chords that mash together, and
It's more the rhythm. Like the rhythm to
Yeah.
me, the bass, the drums, the pocket.
some slack.
It's the
Yeah.
energy, the
slack on it.
spirit of
Of you. I think individually.
Hell yeah.
I think
Of DC.
It's
Like I think
swing
of
and
DC
sweat
Yeah.
and swag at the
as
same
a
time.
like funk town.
yeah,
This
it's
is a funk
definitely
town.
we definitely funky.
It's the blood, the sweat, and the piss,
Mm-hmm.
the troughs. Why do we
and
keep going back?
and
to
the
troughs?
and the Canadian mist.
and the Canadian mist.
So let's
Nah,
rewind.
it ain't
let's
Canadian
rewind
mist
back.
at
Let's
all.
go back.
Okay.
So the Lucky So and So's.
Yes,
Like
sir.
who is the Lucky So and So's?
All right, so we started out as a flash band. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Flash Band. They're an organization in DC. Fantastic, like
Okay.
for musicians to get together. It's really great. Like if you're new in town, or if
Like
you
the Flash
or if
dance
or if
and
like
shit?
you've been playing an instrument for a couple of years, but you really want to kind of get out there and meet other musicians and play with other
Okay.
musicians. So they did a hip hop showcase. What it was basically like we We showed up at this jam session, and there was probably like 100 people at this jam session. It kind of broke off into different rooms.
Okay.
Each room had like a drummer and a bass amp and a guitar amp, and you just sort of like and a keyboard, and just sort of like all jammed. And then at the end of the night, you formed a band. So the band that I formed,
That's
like
pretty-
the foundation,
that's pretty cool,
it's
though.
fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Why is that
Flash
not happening
band.
now?
It is
Yeah.
no, it is happening
So
now.
hold on, give
It- hold on.
give the link in the website.
It is happening now. Flash band. You can look them up on Facebook, on
Flash
the
Band.
Googles. Flash band.
The Googles.
But
Nice.
they'll put on showcases, and then they have like a jam session a month before where you put together like your temporary band. Well, they did a hip hop showcase.
Okay.
And this is like when I was saying earlier about how, there's also like jazz that brings hip hop in, not just hip hop bringing in jazz. Like a guy like Robert Glasper, who is an amazing jazz artist and one of the most brilliant pianists I've ever heard.
Penis.
And
Pianist.
I have
Sorry, so that was way too easy.
I have pianist envy when it comes to Robert Glasper.
I have trough envy.
So like, and he does a lot. He did a lot of like J Dilla beats, and would use those as vehicles for extended jams.
I love.
So like I arranged a lot of these Dilla beats on guitar, and so when we did this hip hop showcase, we did a like a 20-minute medley of like Dilla beats.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I thought we were the best band of the night, but somebody else
fuck those people.
Somebody else won the prize, but we are still going. Like the foundation of that band is still together. We've had a few pieces in and out. So like the pieces, so the members who've been there since the Flash Band show, the J Dilla show, are myself, Artemis, who's our MC, and Amber
Love
Walson,
Artemis.
who is our flutist, who is an amazing musician.
Said flutist.
I don't know.
That means they have a
do we
flute.
use
I know I
flutist?
get it, but
Is
I
it
don't know.
flutist
I don't
or
know the
flautist?
flute. I think it might be flautist.
I think in very fancy places it's flautist.
Yeah,
So that means probably
in
for us it's probably flutist.
flutist.
So
She's a flutist.
Flutist.
She's a brilliant musician,
Okay.
and so we've had a lot of like it's very kind of jazz focused. So it's almost like a jazz band with hip hop elements rather than like a
Nice.
hip hop band that does some jazz.
Uh-huh.
And Artemis, like he will freestyle. He can flow over anything. Like you heard him right there flowing over bossa nova beats, which are not just straight. It's not. I'm not going to beatbox on here, man. But like it's not that kind of straight hip hop beat that people think. Like we have some songs that are in like 5/4 time, and he's rhyming over it. Like he's a hook master. So we've got we're gonna be sitting down to record. We've only got 2 or 3 songs that are out there in the internets as like fully formed songs, but we're gonna sit down and record a bunch more. But we are playing at DC9 on February 15th, which is a Thursday night.
It's the day after
And
Thanksgiving. It's actually known as Steak and Blowjob Day.
It's not the day after Thanksgiving, actually.
I mean, not Thanksgiving.
It's Valentine's Day.
That's actually funny. I've said Thanksgiving like 5 times a day, so I'm kind of.
Maybe Valentine's Day is like Thanksgiving for
Probably-
you.
It's because your
just
complexion
hungry.
resembles turkey.
All right.
Oh my God.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
That's not your word. What
There's
is
a
your
dope
word?
after
Brady.
party.
Gator.
So I feel like you don't like racism, so do tell. You see that transition there?
That was a terrible transition.
Yeah,
Why? He's an immigration lawyer.
Oh, well, yeah. You know,
Pay attention, everybody. I can't be the only one that pays attention.
Sure.
So this is actually why I really want you on here. I want you to
Yeah.
actually.
I'm an immigration lawyer. Yeah. So just like my family background, my dad's Puerto Rican, my mom's Cuban.
Oh,
I
wow.
grew up in
Okay.
a Spanish-speaking household, but a Spanish-speaking household of like, all citizens. I was born actually in DC, in the district. But most of my clients are people from El Salvador, from Honduras, from
The El Salvadorian thing is
Guatemala.
kind of different now.
Yeah, well,
Nicaragua.
everything's different now. Everything's different now.
I mean, how comfortable or uncomfortable are you with what the fuck is going on with 42? Like, all right, first of all, how much money have you? How much?
45.
You mean
45.
Whatever. I'm
45?
saying 42 because I like 42s. How much business have you like gained or lost or like what's?
So I've been busier. Definitely been busier.
Wow.
I mean,
But it's also a situation where sometimes you feel like there's less that you can do
Wow.
'cause
for
you're being
people.
handcuffed, like you're being fucked.
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to make it sound like immigration got tough once, once 45 came into office. 44 was awfully
42.
tough. 44 was awfully tough
He
on
was.
undocumented immigrants. But the difference was that they weren't actively like hunting them down.
So how
like
do you
they
feel
are
about the
now.
whole ICE thing that's going on?
Well, now you know what I'm saying?
What whole ICE thing that's going?
Or didn't ICE just like get like 7-Eleven like a motherfucker?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it's for me, it doesn't make sense. You have people that come to this country and they're working, they're trying the best that they can to support their families and make a better life for themselves. So why are we targeting them?
Because they're taking jobs away from us.
I
I don't want to
I
work.
dare any motherfucker to go
They're
to a
contributing-
I'm
motherfucker.
just-
Stop.
They're contributing
I
to
dare any
to
motherfucking
society,
white person
you
to
know?
go to a fucking field and pick soybeans.
I wasn't.
Fuck you.
It was a joke.
I know it is, but I saw a meme and a
'Cause
video
I
the other
don't-
day,
I don't
and
wanna do it.
I do not want to pick strawberries.
He's
I do
fired
not
up.
want to pick
He's
fucking
fired
sweet-
up.
Fuck this shit. I don't
But
want to pick
that's
sweet
not-
potatoes. What?
But I'm right. I hear you. But
I'm
it's
just saying
also-
that's the jobs people are fucking talking about. People are stealing. Fuck off. Go pick a pumpkin. Them shit sucks. Picking strawberries.
right.
People pick
Right.
white people pick strawberries for fun. That shit ain't fun.
But that's another problem.
That shit
I
ain't
have
fun.
Is those labor jobs.
I don't want that labor job.
Huh?
Let them have those labor jobs.
I understand that, but also we cannot categorize in that sense either. We can't say, oh yeah, they want those jobs, we don't want them. Like everybody's doing what they can to get.
No, my point
It's
is
it's even deeper than that because it's like
Exactly.
when you
it's
just
deeper.
when you go to the store and you decide that you only want to pay $3 for a bunch of strawberries.
Yeah, your price is about to skyrocket.
Right.
motherfuckers. You
I
know,
mean, if they can't hire undocumented labor to pick the strawberries,
$25
you know how much
strawberries.
You know how much that like 16-ounce container of strawberries
You're going
is
from
going to cost? It's gonna be
$7 to fucking
$15.
You fucking go higher than that shit. I mean,
You know what's kind of crazy? If they paid us
we still
the work that we the how to say the productivity that we put out, I don't think that would be a problem to pay $15 for a basket of strawberries. Hate to say it like that.
I want organic farming. I mean, is this coming out of Giant? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's coming out.
I mean,
Should
because right at this point,
Coming
you're gonna
out
have
all
to
of it.
grow your own strawberries and pick them any damn way. So we need to become more aware
have you
of
ever
what's
picked a
going on.
strawberry?
No, I haven't.
That shit
Well,
sucks.
Yeah, I believe it.
It sucks because
I'm
for
not
these
denying it. I'm just saying.
undocumented
fat.
workers, it's like they're kind of powerless. Like if they're being exploited, if they're being taken advantage of,
Yeah.
the legal system doesn't have their back. They're here and they're working and they're undocumented, so they don't really have like the
Rights.
ability, to exercise their rights or their freedoms.
Right.
If they do, then they're expendable. I hate to
why
put
we
it
have-
that way.
That's
Yeah.
why
They're
I'm so
replaced
glad
by
for
someone
sanctuary
else who's-
cities.
What?
Well, look, I mean, as a nation, every nation has immigration laws. Every nation on earth decides who can come into their country, under what conditions, and when you bend those rules. I don't ever profess to be somebody who has like all of the answers when it comes to immigration policy. Like what
Yeah.
should be the comprehensive immigration reform bill that passes Congress and makes all of our problems go away. Look, I don't know what that is. What I do know in my gut is that like U.S. policy should not be about breaking up families.
Yeah.
It's just fucking
And
sad
that
as fuck.
is, look, I could be I'd like to think I could be making a lot more money if I was doing other things. I do this because it strikes at my very soul to see families broken up. And
yes.
if you're a U.S.
That's a real
citizen,
issue.
if you're a U.S. citizen because you were born in this country, but your parents came here undocumented, like you should be able to say to ICE, no, I'm a U.S. citizen. It's my right as a citizen to have my family here. And, when we hear 45 talking about the quote unquote chain migration, that's actually not a term that is understood in immigration law.
Right.
It's
That don't
called
make sense.
family
It's not negative.
reunification.
Right.
And what that
exactly.
is you can always apply for your spouse.
Hey, there you go.
You can always apply for your children who are under 21 if you're a citizen or a green card holder. And then they have different hierarchies where, okay, your children who are over 21, if you're a citizen, your children who are over 21, if you're a resident, and then you get all the way down to like brothers and sisters. And that's as far as it goes. No uncles, no cousins. They make it sound like if we legalize this one person, that all of a sudden we're going to be legalizing like 30 other people who are chain migrating.
That was the thing. That was the thing.
And that's not
the train thing is so
case.
full of shit. So here's the thing that the red does, or any people on the fucking right do. They always do this fucking scare tactic bullshit, and the whole chain thing is like, oh, if you bring one person,
they scare white people about brown people. Is what
yes,
they do.
and that's been going on since they changed the word of fucking cannabis to fucking marijuana back in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah,
that word alone is a fucking racist term. Like, people don't realize that the word marijuana is a racist term for fucking brown people and Latinos.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Well, they changed the name to make it sound more Mexican. And the whole thing behind fucking what was the video back in the fucking 30s?
Reefer Madness.
So Reefer Madness was all about fucking saying that like fucking brown people were gonna rape and kill you because of marijuana, because it sounds fucking Mexican or Spanish. And that's where it came from. So yeah. That's your white education for today.
I love all the reefer jazz. There's a lot of reefer jazz, by the way.
You do reefer jazz?
You know what we call reefer jazz?
What?
Jazz.
Oh,
True.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's what they called it. That.
Every
like,
jazz musician is doing something.
I was like, why did they call it reefer jazz? Like, they really have a classification as reefer jazz. Because
I just want to say I really like the lights behind us tonight. I'm actually watching the video.
Good. Can you speak on like the right now?
Sorry. I got.
We're trying to understand about what's going on with the DACA and with the Dreamers.
Yeah. Sure,
just
sure.
Like the situation that we're in at this moment. And, and how we got to this point.
So DACA is an acronym for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. It was a program, not a program. It was an executive order that was put in place by 44, who basically.
You can say his name.
We can say his name.
You can say everybody but 45.
All right, he's he who shall not be named.
See.
Barry.
So basically, so these were people who came who are undocumented, but they were brought here as children by their families. So there was a laundry list of all these conditions that you had to meet in order to be eligible for it. I don't actually have the list in front of me, but it's like you had to be in the country before a certain date. You had to be able to prove continuous residence for a certain amount of time. You had to be under, less than 16. Wow. You had to be under 16, younger than 16 when you were brought here. And you had to be in school or in the military. Like, there was literally hoops to jump through to get DACA. And what all DACA did was it basically said, we will not deport you now. Like, you could fuck up in the future and that could be a whole other thing. But for right now, we will not deport you.
It was like, you can be safe, you can relax.
Right.
You don't have to look over your shoulder like 45.
You can go to school. You can have work authorization.
You have a job.
You can get a job.
But what was the grounds of deportation? Would it be if you dropped out of school, if you were unemployed for a certain amount of time, if you were like, I'm trying to think of.
You basically what you did was you reapplied every 2 years, and you got a work authorization, and when you reapplied, you would obviously have to indicate whatever changes had occurred within the past 2 years. But it was essentially you were reapplying every 2 years for it. So
like Americans.
So President 45 ended that program.
Dick.
And basically said, I want to be fair to the conservative argument. They argue that it was executive action by President Obama that was outside the bounds of what
was
appropriate.
Hard.
Well, he was guilty of being president while black. So
What impact do you think
Fair.
that the cessation, the ending of this program is going to have?
Well, look, I mean, what we see out of ICE right now, under President Obama, ICE had priorities. If you were undocumented and you were convicted of a felony, a violent felony, yes, you were a priority for deportation. You were on the first, bus back or train or plane back to wherever you were from. And the people who are working construction jobs and have families and are, law abiding in every other way, those were people that they were not hunting down necessarily. Now we see an ICE that is basically anybody who's undocumented is a priority, and we are going to basically go looking for people.
It's a witch hunt.
Go looking for people, and we don't care.
Wow.
We don't care if you've been here for 25 years. We
Which
don't
is so
care
terrible.
if you've been totally peaceful and gainfully employed and paying taxes
So
and
everybody's going to
sending your
Mhm.
children to school and having children who are
Yeah.
born here who are U.S. citizens. We don't care.
If you're doing the right thing, fuck
going
off.
into
But they're
removal
better
proceedings.
Americans than Americans, which is kind of crazy.
They
'cause,
are the reason for it.
like
They
they're like the largest group of people that own homes. They're like the largest group of people that actually go to
Wow.
school. Like this, it's a lot of things that came out of this
So
DACA
yeah,
thing.
so yeah, I mean, bring this back to dreamers. It's like when they lose that protection, they're vulnerable to literally an ICE agent coming to their home, coming to their place of work,
And what authority?
saying
Can ICE like raid?
800,000
Yes.
people, right?
So ICE can do
ICE has authority to arrest undocumented immigrants anywhere they find them.
Break the door down of someone's house like a drug style
What
raid.
they would
come
do,
in.
what they would do is they would enlist local sheriff if they had. They would have to get an actual warrant to search the home, and then if the
Now, can
homeowner,
the
if the
local
homeowner,
government-
if the homeowner will not let them in, then the local sheriff has to use whatever measures they need to use to get into the home, and that could be breaking in the door.
And do you know like
Like
roughly?
I have to tell my clients all the time. I'm like, they're always like, well, look, if I go here, do I have a problem? If I go here, do I have a problem? And I hate to be alarmist to these folks, but it's like, look, you are in danger of being arrested by ICE at any moment, at any time, at any place. You can be in your home, you can be in your car, you can be at your work, you can be at your children's school, you can be at your kids' play, you can be at your soccer game, you could be at your bowling match, you could be in court filing papers against somebody who's
Yep.
been domestically abusing you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
So what's the process? Like say ICE comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the normal window of time between you getting detained by ICE and you getting on a plane and going back to El Salvador or back to Nicaragua or back to Guatemala? What's the window?
That's a great question. That's a great question, and it's and a lot of it depends on, when they catch you. So there's one of two. Most undocumented immigrants who are my clients have crossed the border.
Yes.
Usually in Texas, sometimes in Arizona, sometimes California, but most of them in Texas. And so, if you are detained, well, first, let's say if you're not detained. So let's say you get through and you get scot through, and nobody detains you, and you find yourself in a town, and you're able to get on a bus and go to where your relatives live in Maryland, and everything's good. You've never been arrested by ICE. So if they arrest you, basically, in order to deport you, they need an order from an immigration judge, a deportation order. So if they arrest you and there's no already order of deportation against you, they'll put you into what's called removal proceedings, which is basically immigration court. So then the government, you have the Department of Homeland Security
Are you
is.
detained at that point, or can you
There's
go
a
home?
process.
So you are detained initially. There is a process for getting bond,
That's fucking balls, dude.
but it's more difficult than getting bond in
Normal
in
court.
circuit court. Yeah, you get pulled over, you get taken in for a DUI, or you get arrested for domestic violence or something like that.
You're sitting
So
on
you're
a
telling
bench.
You can be bonded out. You can be bonded out.
So you're telling me beating your
Pretty
wife. So if you beat your wife, you can get out faster than fucking
So
a DACA case.
It's different.
Yep.
They're different. They're different court systems, and therein lies the problem. We have an immigration court system right now that has a backlog of
Oh, no shit.
over 600,000 cases nationwide. Like
So
I have
that-
cases literally right now that are active that have trial dates in 2021.
Fuck.
Wow.
Fuck. So
Wow.
they can
Most
stay,
of
so they
them-
can stay till 2021.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well,
If
I mean,
you're out
that's
on
not
if
a
you're out on
ba-
bond,
that's not a bad thing, though. And that's
and then if you're depending on what your defense is in immigration court, you also may be able to get work authorization. If you have an asylum claim, you may be able to get work authorization. But they'll put you into immigration court is basically what'll happen. And then that's a process that can take, it depends on the court. I practice right now primarily in the Arlington court and the Baltimore immigration courts. And I feel like maybe the Arlington's a little bit busier, but they're both roughly the same. I mean, it's taking anywhere from, a year and a half to 3 years to get like from start to finish to one of these cases.
That's insane.
How much of these immigrants actually have the financial access to lawyers that can help them or that can possibly keep them in the United States longer? Yeah. So as a lawyer who, I get paid from my clients, I can tell you that they do, I think, value having an immigration lawyer, especially when they're. Is there pro bono services for this?
There are pro bono services for it. There are pro bono services available. Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. does a lot of
I've gone there,
pro bono.
Actually, myself.
A lot of pro bono immigration work that they do. I have currently 3 pro bono cases through Catholic Charities. And I know that there are other organizations, and there are organizations all over the country and, nearby all of the immigration courts. So there are pro bono services. It's always a question of whether you qualify for those services. I'm not a pro bono attorney. I charge my clients. I also work from home, and so I feel like with the lower overhead, I'm able to have lower prices for for doing this type of work. Most of these folks, I can tell you what most of them are doing and what their situation is. At least my clients. I can only speak for who I represent. Most of them are seeking asylum under United States law, basically saying that they are refugees from their home countries. And in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, particularly, there is functionally a gang civil war going on. Yeah. So like the way you hear about refugees leaving Syria because there's a civil war between the government and separatists, what we have is warring gangs and gangs that literally take over areas of the country in it's particularly acute in El Salvador. And MS-13, we've all heard of MS-13 because President 45 keeps talking about it.
And Ocho also, 18th Street gang. I just came from
the Mata 18, yeah.
I came from El Salvador. I was there for a while. Yeah. And my friends are actually making a documentary there. There's a church where once you go to prison, right, and you're in 18th Street gang, once you leave the prison, there's someone watching you, and they're going to ask you right when you leave, like, are you going to join the gang or are you going to
straighten out your life?
Your life. And the one option they have is to go to this church. And this church is like run by like ex gang leaders. They're the priests and the pastors. So
if you say you want to straighten out your life, they're going to leave you alone?
They'll leave you alone. But if they see you in the street
doing dirty
doing what
shit,
you used to do, selling drugs or, being out late at night, they're going to kill you. So the one chance that these people have is to go to this church. And that's like their asylum. But the neighborhood is completely controlled. I mean, like, we drove into the neighborhood, and there's literally like lookout, like little kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, with like
they start recruiting them at like 8. Like, it's no joke. And so, and I hear these stories every day from my clients. I mean, it's the gangs said that, my sons had to join and had to sell drugs in their school. And when my son said no, he got beat up, and now they're calling me and threatening me and telling me that if I don't pay them $50,000, quetzals or whatever.
Extortion is fucking crazy.
The extortion is huge. Unfortunately, extortion doesn't qualify you for asylum, and it becomes a much more complicated procedure. And my sense nationally is that somewhere between 70 and 80% of all asylum claims are denied. And while I don't have the evidence, I strongly suspect that if you just separated out Hispanics seeking asylum, particularly from Central America, it's probably closer to 90 or 95%.
Can you
that are denied? And this is what I mean when I say, damn. There's a lot more people calling my phone, but it feels like there's less that I can do for them. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, yes, I'm the honest lawyer. But I try to tell my clients, look, I don't want you to waste your money if you don't have any kind of case. And I always try to talk them. Trust me, honest lawyers. Sometimes it's best to, instead of spending your money on an immigration lawyer,
spend it on
save that money so that you can like get yourself restarted when you inevitably are deported back because
Can you speak on,
for a lot
like,
of people it's that's the reality.
That is
that's
reality.
the reality.
So let's stop right there. We're gonna go
Why?
to because we're gonna go to a quick break.
It's good conversation. I'm not done.
We're coming right back, Nick. We're not.
God
ending
damn
this
it.
shit.
Every time, man. Shit.
You talk too slow.
I don't talk
So we're
too
gonna
slow.
break into vernacular. We're going to
my
vernacular.
man's giving me great questions.
And he's got
fantastic.
another hour of this. He can do as much as he wants.
yeah.
We're gonna go to vernacular blue. You want to say something on this?
Yeah, listen to my new single right now, Vernacular Blue.
Right now, listen to it.
Now, now.
Right now, damn it.
Spotify, iTunes,
Yeah,
get it,
get that, vato.
stream it.
I've been taking it way back, say Jack. Been my own wicked woman on the track. While you twerking in the trap, I'm gonna get them plaques. Yeah, my mind is on them racks. I'm just stating loosely facts. Go and get that contact with your loose leaf. Leaning on the wall with your bathroom pass. Need a Wonder Woman in your life, how fast? I'm gonna tell the truth, but you puff pass. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. She back, huh? For unlawful carnal knowledge, I'm wedged into worry while they suck and hurry. I'm just skating, do my derby. Watch these cameras all pervert me. Won't respect my name and dirt me, but I woke up early. Even when I'm late, I'm applesauce and frosting the cake. Bake your plate A while they ingenuities ace. I'm planning an escape with the Save the World 10.8. Love potion number 9, fine dine. I want a piece of American pie. Lie under pudding pop shot that I ate the chocolate up. Why they sell me Californication? Afro on rodeo blaxploitation, and all this to the congregation. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Rock with a feel, cause I keep it ill wheels. Ain't God, he instills whether red or blue pills. Kill Bill, don't trust. Bent up like Eon Flux, fearlessly protruded with my elephant tusk. I see them shaking in their laundry cause I'm smelling the musk. They use their gimmicks as crutch. I did this all on my lunch. Break fakes up to late. When I'm on the mic, I'm late. They relate, capturing the moment. Got me all on tape when they say me. It's so dreamy. I'm a play date where they vacate. Rewinding to they underlining fate. Back in the mirror for they say. Who is the fairest in the line? Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Please call 911. I'm having too much fun. Nah, we do. In the lab, your girl dab. Ooh, she
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody's taking a piss in the trough right now. So me and Ian were talking about like one of our favorite songs from the Guru, the Jazzmatazz, Volume 1. Well, actually, it's an album that really inspired me when I was younger and inspired him to become the musician that he is. And if you listen to shit, it's pretty fucking dope. So we're gonna play it. I forget what song. Nick, what did I tell you the song was? Let me figure it out. I think it's a pretty quick song. So yeah, I don't remember, but it's number 5 on Jazzmatazz.
Volume 1?
On Volume 1. You want to get back down? You want to stay on talk with me for a second? No. Just standing up's not gonna help you.
Sitting down's not gonna help me either, is it?
You can put fucking. So I'm gonna go live. I'm by myself, so I'm just gonna drink the Canadian Mist. So this is what happens when everybody goes on break and it's just me now. Mike, anything you want to talk about? I enjoy your bald head. Your bald head is pretty.
I'm just gonna stay quiet.
So I thought we don't have that one. We go to what, 1:30?
Yeah, same as every show you've been on.
Oh, it's been 1:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, some of the shows been 2:30 because we just.
You're never getting any younger. But with TurboTax, at least you're taxed.
Okay. No,
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, we're going. What time do you want to leave?
that's one love tax, baby.
So what
Just
you,
one
what
love
you
tax.
so what you're seeing right now is like completely behind the scenes type shit. So this is pretty fucking dope. So I'm glad you guys get to see this because this is actually fun. This is what I go through on an everyday basis. Go ahead. So correct this up. So this is by far one of my favorite songs.
I've always started doing
It's basically about don't waste your fucking time and enjoy your life and fucking do it to the T. Because we don't have the rights to that, so we'll just play what we can play.
All right,
Jazz
that happens, you know.
But how was that? I mean, when was the last time you heard Jasmine Taz?
It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a minute.
I heard it at my aunt Bernice's wake in Clinton, Maryland, off of Woodyard Road.
14 years ago.
It's a fresh one. Last Saturday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Aunt
What's
Bernice.
the new? We should do shots.
Pour one out.
No, don't pour it in the carpet.
Don't no. It's
And then Nick,
it's Pergo.
Nikki. Let's all do shots to your Aunt Nikki.
yes.
Aunt Bernadina.
Aunt Bernice.
I need to at least know her name.
Well,
Aunt
she lived in
Bernice.
Clinton and then she lived in
Aunt
Camp
Bernice,
Springs.
this
PG
is
County.
you.
PG County runs deep in my family. Here we go.
Most of my clients are PG County.
Okay.
Most of my practice is PG County, to be honest.
So I'm gonna basically step out of this one because you two have a lot to talk about,
Well,
and I'm ignorant as fuck to this conversation. So
no need to step
there's a
back.
couple ways we can start.
I'll step in when I fucking feel the need. But
All right.
I know Nick is loaded with questions like he's full of cum. So let's just go.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple questions. We can go a couple different routes. But first, one thing that I would like to paint for like the people listening, the image is like the experience of someone trying to travel to the United States from El Salvador, from Nicaragua, from Guatemala, the journey here, the problems they're going to encounter, and what they can expect once they get on American soil.
It's brutal. I mean, just the stories that I've heard is that it's time consuming. You're in cramped conditions. It costs a lot of money. You have to pay
So to be
a coyote.
So to be realistic, not to cut you off, if
Yeah, no,
I was to walk from Washington D.C., how far would I walk to get from Mexico or somewhere to here? Essentially, like what's the average like fucking pain in the ass walk
Walk?
or whatever?
Like how far?
Like what is the all right? So put it in perspective for most gringos like me. What is the average like travel for someone to get to the United States or across that border?
I feel like you take a train, like
those trains.
you would take a train from
Depending on
Central
you gotta get
America
the border,
to Mexico, but it's really dangerous because you have,
I mean, you actually live this life, so explain it.
you have no.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't get on a train and try to immigrate to the United States. I'm a citizen, but
you lived the Central America life. So I'm saying.
I did, and I mean,
But he caught them before.
He went there before
they
Trump.
took the trip.
well, it's funny.
Like, I talked to them after they've made the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, from everything that I hear, it's brutal. It can take, if you're leaving from El Salvador and just trying to, scrape by and get up north of the border and make an asylum claim so that you can stay in the country for a few years, it's it's a process that's going to take you somewhere between 10 and 15 days.
you're vulnerable to theft at every angle. I mean, like you're on the train, you have
Theft,
all your
rape.
belongings with you, you have all your money with you,
Yeah.
and people know that. You have
Your
no protection from the
papers,
police
Right.
in Mexico. So if they want to extort you,
And it's usually families with,
Yeah.
so a lot of times it's mothers with children with no fathers around, because either the fathers are already in the United States or sometimes the fathers are who they're trying to escape. So yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's you have no protection. There's no police on these trains, and a lot of it also is just hoofing it on foot through a desert, over a river. Yeah, it's a brutal trip. There's no first class. There's no extra leg room. There's there's no carry-on baggage limit, anything like that. You're hopping on a moving train. You're in a car just packed to the gills with probably hundreds of people, and it's you don't know who's on there, and yeah, anything can happen.
I just think about how the United States has interfered and intervened in the governments of these countries and created instabilities through the coups that they have overthrown, like democratically elected people that didn't really align with the U.S. economic vision or the U.S. worldview.
Yeah,
and how like our part in creating the instability that was the foundation of the conditions for these these countries
Yeah.
that kind of disintegrate into chaos. You know, we have a part in that, and yet we want
create
to
these immigrants. We are creating a lot of these immigrants.
wipe our hands
sure,
clean and
for
say
sure.
it's not
Yeah.
a problem. Like, we don't want these people here.
We
I
don't
mean,
want,
make-
we don't want them here, but yet we're going to destroy your economy and your country and create these immigrants of sorts.
No doubt.
But no,
doubt.
but you can't come in. Even though we raped and pillaged and took this country, we're going to create your country to be the same fucking atmosphere. But no, you can't come in.
Well,
We
this-
did it, but you can't come in.
Well, those gangs that were, you know, that are overtaking El Salvador, they were started in the prison systems of the United States.
Right,
Imagine that.
Right. California. MS-13 started in California.
It's kind of crazy because California it's like a breeding ground for gangs.
Yeah.
And
it's
a
the
lot
nice,
of it actually
it's the nice weather.
That's probably what it is.
People are outside all the time.
But one of the
Always washing our cars.
one of the reasons why like the Crips and Pyrus and Bloods actually started because of white gangs actually.
And protection from the police.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
protection from
To be
Exactly.
protected in their own
And
neighborhoods.
but that's
Yeah.
that's the thing that a lot of gringos don't understand. They don't realize that like a lot of these like kickbacks and things like so they don't understand like why countries like Iraq or fucking Pakistan or Afghanistan they hate us. It's because we're creating these nations of fucking like motherless and fatherless children who grow up to fucking hate us because we killed their families. So why else? And why is there an ISIS? Why is there a fucking Al Qaeda? Why is there MS-13? Because we're creating a fear factor, and like you said, to protect yourself, what else would you gonna fucking do? You can't create a fucking army. You're gonna create a fucking gang. But yet, so once they create these gangs, then all of a sudden we criminalize and demoralize or fucking demonize these motherfuckers. Like, oh, you're protecting your own. You evil son of a bitches. You're all against white power. Fuck this shit. Now you're evil.
Well, you demonize the whole culture as if everyone in El Salvador wants to be involved in this gang. I mean, it's taken over huge parts of El Salvador. But
Most of
there's-
them want to just live in peace in their home country.
Exactly. And they
Yeah.
can't because there's extortion.
And they can't.
If you have a local business, even like a little pulperia, a little bodega, you have to pay the gang. If you drive a bus through the neighborhoods, every time you pass through a certain neighborhood, you have to pay the gang the tax. And if you don't, right now there's a war on the bus drivers in Guatemala. They're killing all these bus drivers because they don't want to pay the taxes that the gang is implementing on them.
Right.
You know, because you're a bus driver, you're not making that much money. Like, why should you have to pay the little wages you have to support your family for a gang who's going to use it for some, you know, shady operations? Like, you know, so
Killing all the bus
Yeah.
drivers.
you can't escape it. Like, if you live in those neighborhoods, if you live in those places, you cannot escape,
escape
the
it.
influence of the gang.
There's actually
No
now
matter
a
how good or how bad of a person you are, there's
Yeah.
no indication.
Yeah.
And the one thing that really
There's not really a place where you can escape. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not like there are pockets of these countries that are overrun by gangs. The entire countries are overrun by gangs. I mean, in the biggest city in El Salvador is San Salvador, and you know the gangs have carved up the neighborhoods. Mata 18 and MS-13, they have carved up neighborhoods in San Salvador. Every small town in El Salvador is run by a gang or another.
To paint a picture, like if you are driving a vehicle, as soon as you enter a certain point in the neighborhood, a certain street, there's lookout people. They're taking the license plate number of your car and the make and the model. They're reflecting it. They're reporting it to someone else,
Texting
saying,
it. They're
"Do you know
texting
this
it at
person?
this point,
Do you know
yeah.
whatever? Do you know whatever?" If you don't, you have the risk of being killed or being attacked or being,
Yeah.
you know, fucked up just because
They don't know you.
you take
If they
a wrong
think-
turn
if
down
they
the
think-
street.
Yeah, if they think you're somebody who could be worth money or somebody who's advantageous to take out, because like I say, it's a gang civil war. I mean, make no mistake. The people who come here, who have come here over the last, I want to say like 5 to 8 years from these countries, they are refugees from a civil war. I mean, there is a civil war going on in Central America that is kind of a silent civil war that we only think about when we have to deport these people back.
Yeah. Well, if we want to talk about, now like the path to citizenship, because right now what I've been going through, my girlfriend is from Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
She was born there, raised there, never left Central America,
Mm-hmm.
but her parents came to the United States, illegally over 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was about 6 years old and they left her. She grew up with her grandmother and her aunt and some more extended family.
Did they send money back and stuff like that?
Yeah, they did. So I mean, she got like really good education
Mhm.
in Nicaragua. She got the things she needed, but she didn't have her parents.
Yeah.
But long story
I mean,
short,
and that's a trade.
That's a story. That's a story that we
story
hear.
in the trade you get. Like,
her
That's
mom was a
story you
maid.
hear, a story you hear so many times.
Her mom was a maid, and in Miami, she made it to Miami, and she worked just cleaning houses, and then she worked her way up to a manager position, and now she has a small company of other maids that she manages. But long story short, you know, we applied for the K-1 visa, the fiance visa.
Fiance visa, right?
First, we tried for
student
vacation visa,
Yeah.
and they said no. They denied her the first time because she wanted to visit her mother, her father. She has a brother, a sister,
Yeah.
and another sister in the United States. They said no because vacation visa is all about proving that you're going to come back to
You're
your
gonna come
country. If you don't have money,
Right.
if you don't have a good job, if you don't own property, you know, and you have family that's in the United States, they're going to say no every time. And
Yep.
it costs $180,
That's true.
and you're going to lose that money. And you're going
Because that's a non-immigrant visa, and what they want to avoid is using a tourist visa to come and then decide
just
I
disappear
want
into
to
disappear.
stay, I want to live here.
Yeah, and disappeared into the fucking
like that's
society.
that's the reason why the tourist visa was denied. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they're trying to avoid.
Yeah. But for the fiance visa, I applied for it 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you love someone,
You're still
right?
you're still waiting on an answer.
No, we got approved.
Oh, okay, good.
And
good.
and the government tells you, oh, okay, we'll give you an answer between 4 months to a year.
Yeah,
There was this huge window, and I was
about
like,
right. That's about right.
you know, how are you gonna tell someone that they can't be with the person they love for 4 months to a year? So like, actually, I sold all the stuff I had, I quit my jobs, and I moved to Central America. I spent six and a half months with her.
Mm-hmm.
I moved back home. Within a week of me being home, I got a letter in the mail saying you've been approved for the visa.
Technically,
so-
you've had that letter in the mail for
Yeah.
a while.
So she's coming here?
She's approved. So
Oh, congrats, man.
Yeah,
thank you,
that's
thank
great.
you.
That's
So
This is the longest you've been quiet the whole fucking ever done the show before, man.
leave him alone, man. He's listening. That means he's listening.
No, it's a good thing. No, it's a good thing.
So-
That's my point.
Like, I've been through this process, you know, and it's really stressful. Like
Yeah.
I really feel for people. Like, you know,
I
if
mean,
you're,
because you're in love and your heart's out there waiting on fucking some person and whatever home office it is to give you approval, like you said. Like,
yeah.
who are you to fucking decide my motherfucking fate? You motherfucking piece of shit.
Right.
And
My
that's
question
fucked
is like this, you know. So, you know, it's leaning towards she's gonna get here. Like, she needs to get a physical examination. We
Right.
pay a fee for our interview,
And biometric.
and there's no way that they could say that our relationship is not real.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Instagram.
I've been to Central America 7 times now, and I lived there for 6 months. You know, but my question is, once she gets here, once we get approved for the fiance visa, we get married. What can I expect for the marriage visa, and what's the process, you know, to make someone a citizen after you marry them from that point on,
Yeah.
like for the next 2 years? Like,
So the interim step from citizenship is legal permanent residence. You go from
a green
being
card.
a green card holder, and what that gives you is the ability to live and work in the United States indefinitely. It can be revoked.
For under what grounds?
There's a lot of grounds. There's a lot of grounds under which it can be revoked. You know, a green card is not like a guarantee that you can just like roll through life
So just because
doing
you-
whatever
so
the
just-
fuck you want to do.
So just because you get
What about
married
a permanent
doesn't-
residency?
Huh?
Permanent residency.
Yeah, legal permanent
That's what you're
residency
working
is
towards.
that's the green card. That's what
Are you
that's
serious?
what you're working.
All
Yeah.
The green card is the legal permanent residence.
So here's my thing. I told Nick before when he started this process years ago or
Yeah.
a year ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, sorry, a year ago.
Feels like yours.
A good friend of mine, he got married to this young lady. She was from Russia. He's from Delaware.
Yeah.
He married her. I was at the wedding. I was part of the wedding. All that shit.
You were the flower girl, right?
I was definitely the fire girl. I had my high heels, my
Very
fucking stud.
dainty.
I had my studded belt and
Very
everything.
dainty.
Yeah.
I'll show you dainty, bitch. So I mean, they were married like 6-7 years. They moved to Napa Valley, moved to Chicago. She ends up getting deported, and apparently they didn't file the paperwork properly.
Did they have a lawyer?
I don't really know like the small details. I just know when my friend called me crying like, "Hey, fucking Katya's fucking getting deported back to fucking Russia." Like, But like, I mean, and my thought was like, how the fuck do you get married? And they did everything right. You get married, you're in love, and then all of a sudden some fucking accountant, someone's like, oh wait, they didn't check off box 1A 297.
Honestly, that's literally it. It feels
what
like
the fuck? Like,
it feels like they look for opportunities to deny.
But how's it
instead of being like, well, you know, he's 99.8% there, so let's just.
But here's the thing, like,
they're not.
How much of a horrible human being are you to look at them and be like, oh, they've only been married 10 years. Let's deport this bitch.
We have this idea in our head, you know.
But how fucked up is that?
No, but I'm saying that we have this idea in our head. Oh, we're American citizens, that we should have the right to marry whoever we want to and bring them into our country and make them citizens. That's not the way that our government. That's not the way that
I agree.
Like
with that.
other institutions are
But
working.
I believe
like
in love. Like if you're in love with somebody, I mean, like
yeah,
it's just fucked up to me.
It's not about the feeling in this country. It's about the
dollar bill and
the
fucking taxes or
direction of the institutions that determine like citizen or non-citizen. It's not based on love for them, you know. Like they're not like operating because you love this person, they should be a citizen. That's not it at all.
But how do you sleep at night? Like how's that make?
They probably have a fat paycheck.
Really?
They probably
have you seen government paychecks?
They probably live in Crofton, Maryland. They go bowling often. They go to the Ritas. You know, maybe the Jaspers if they want a nice cocktail. Are you laughing because you've been?
No, I haven't been.
You've been to Crofton?
I have not been to Crofton.
I'm
you know about Jaspers?
I would go. I would fucking go there.
Don't go to Jaspers.
I would not go to Crofton.
I could roll up in Jaspers.
Gentlemen, we have about 10 minutes left.
Jaspers.
That's not enough time.
Well, we can always bring him back.
Well,
I mean, he is our resident lawyer.
Yeah.
What's so?
That's like a job, but we should probably discuss terms of employment. So like how much you're going to pay me on that?
Booze and free.
Have you dealt with the
for lucky so-and-sos?
With the marriage visa? Have you had
So Nick was a hiring
like family petitions
for the marriage visa, the K1 or the K2? What is it?
Well, I've done the I-130.
Okay.
I've had some experience with K1 and K2, but mostly I-130. Like
is that what you're working with?
Well, I have the K1. I filled out the I-129F. Actually, I did without a lawyer. I did the whole packet by myself. I did all. Like it took me months, and we got approved, and it was a nail-biting experience.
Is that what you worked on before you left?
Yes, but I've been told that the marriage visa, like the fiance visa, is a cakewalk. The marriage visa is now you're dealing with actual citizenship, and that's.
So that's when you need a lawyer.
That's like I think you have a
new client.
You need a lawyer because there's so much more paperwork. There's deadlines. There's fees. There's proof of evidence. The burden of proof is too much for one person to handle without the legal expertise. So, have you dealt with the marriage?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what can you say like about the process?
That it's
how much?
It's a long process still.
How much? I don't want to. Don't say how much you cost, but just in general, what can someone expect to invest in the process to make someone become a citizen through that marriage visa?
The marriage visa, the marriage process that you're discussing gets you legal permanent residence, and then once you've been a permanent resident for 5 years, with no problems with the law or anything like that, then you can apply for citizenship.
5 years.
5 years. There's a 3-year provision as well, but for most people, it's 5 years being a legal permanent resident, a green card holder.
With like forms.
So what you're going to try to get for your fiance is legal permanent residence in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no glide path to citizenship. There's no piece of paper that you're going to fill out that's going to give her citizenship right away. She's going to be a green card holder first.
What can I expect for my future for the next 5 years with bringing someone from Nicaragua into America, marrying them, and then trying to make them a citizen so they can stay here and work? And
I would say the good news is this. The majority of those 5 years, you shouldn't have any problems. But like the first 2.5 might be touch and go. She's still in Nicaragua, right?
We've been approved.
Okay, right. But she's in Nicaragua.
She is in a very small town called Dariomo, which is near Granada, Nicaragua right now. Very
nice.
Charming place, very traditional.
Is she watching? Is she on Is she on
Does she
Facebook
even have
Live?
inter- does she have
No,
internet?
What's
Does
her
she have
name?
internet? Does
Can
she have
we
internet?
shout her out?
No, I
let's
don't
not
want to.
shout- I don't like names. No.
I don't like names or places.
All right.
And also, and honestly, where she lives, like if you want internet, you have to go to the local
The
park,
cafe or
the park.
the park.
All the local parks in Nicaragua have free Wi-Fi.
How the fuck did?
There's no internet in her house,
I wouldn't know.
so unless she's at the park,
You
she
mean
just can't listen.
Verizon hasn't monopolized that shit yet?
They have like cards where they have to like pay for their internet or pay for
That's
their
some
minutes.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, we're coming towards the end of the show.
Oh, come on, man! I don't want to end this shit.
This is why you're becoming. So, Nick is one of the new co-hosts in rotation. And in case you don't know, Nick and I go way back, way back.
He used to babysit me, and that's why I pay $1,000 a month for therapy now.
True story. Not that I ever molested Nick, but I would walk around naked all the time.
Are you having a Me Too?
That just
Are you
made-
having a Me Too
can I-
moment?
That is not a
Can
me
I-
too. That is a me.
Nick.
What?
Nick, can I join you in those therapy sessions now? Because I just heard the worst thing I could ever hear
You have
in my
not
life.
seen my balls yet.
I don't want to.
I
but
might fist-
even
I
knowing
might have
that you
fisted
have
you.
balls makes me want to go to therapy.
What do you think? I don't have balls in my fucking
I
pants?
mean, come on, you're
I mean, you be a grown up here. If you're gonna fucking insult me with your nuts on my chin.
your balls look
What?
like your
Okay.
balls look
Why I need
like
to go to therapy?
your balls look like if two radishes hiked Mount Everest twice. That's what your balls look like.
Radishes.
Radishes?
Frostbit radishes.
Have you had a radish lately?
It has a tin of pink to it.
Have you seen the watermelon radishes? They're kind of big. We served them already. So we
This is
served-
strong conversation.
Oh, you have no idea. So what we usually
Brady.
do? What we usually do? So what we usually
Gator.
do? Shut the fuck up, everybody. At the end of the
You
night,
shut up.
we do a co-host rant. Are you prepared for your rant?
What's
Yeah.
my rank going to be on? Give
It-
me a
it-
topic. Give me
No, it's your time. Just whatever you want.
whatever I want.
Whatever you want. I mean, if you don't
Okay.
want to go, I can go.
Okay, I'll do a rant. So here's what pisses me off. It pisses me off that
Beautiful.
we never choose which country that we're born in, which place we're born in.
Or color.
But certain countries seem to have more inherent worth or value in the terms of, their
Manipulation.
ability to enter the United States. So
Are these whiter countries by any chance?
yes, so
Mm.
I've been traveling a lot,
You mean
right?
America?
I've been traveling a lot. So
Mm.
if someone from
France?
Sweden, some cracker from Sweden wants to come to the United States, the
Why is it a
longest.
cracker?
Let me tell you something.
Or Norway?
The longest.
Which is one of the most
Hey,
racist.
hey.
Okay, sorry.
I've been waiting 7 goddamn months to get someone that I love over here. But if someone from Sweden wants to come to the United States, the longest that their visa process is going to take is 72 hours. They apply
'cause they're
online.
white.
They don't require interview, any fees, or any of that shit. They apply online, and if they get
Sweden?
approved, and they can come to the United States, applying online
They're
in less
white.
than 72 hours.
Yes.
So why are we giving inherent value to people born in different countries?
White people.
You don't have any choice. The country you're born in has no reflection on the person that you are. This is this fucked up racist
Get it out, brother.
system that we have right now. It's like, the message that you're sending to Black and Brown America is that you're not welcome here. You have no value. You have no worth. There's all these hoops. There's all these extra things you have to jump through just to come inside this country, even to visit for a fucking vacation, to take photos of the Washington Monument.
You said come
72
Fuck the
Hold on,
border,
hold on.
man.
He said come inside.
72 hours? That's all it takes?
That's all it takes.
That's what it takes if you're white, brother.
I've met people from Sweden, from Germany, from Norway, all these
And I know
places in
Australia,
Europe,
they definitely got
and
that
it's like
same thing.
no, it's like not a problem at all for them to enter the United States. It's not even an interview. It's not all this bullshit.
White
But
people.
if you're, a brown person born in Nicaragua or born in Guatemala, it's all this extra
And this-
bullshit you have to go through as if we're profiling these people so they have less inherent value. And it's like, fuck the border, man. Fuck this, system of immigration that we have right now. I can't wrap my head around it.
Why don't we treat Canadians that way?
they're white.
Because they make shitty
They're
whiskey.
on the
Oh,
border.
we do. I mean, you can deport Canadians. You can deport Canadians.
I mean, we-
Canadians can be here.
How often do
But what do you think about that?
I
You know,
mean-
No,
No, it's absolutely. Listen. The administration right now is obviously they have declared war on undocumented immigrants within the United States borders, but they're also right now trying to curb legal immigration from these countries. And the only possible explanation for that is the racism and the white supremacy. Like, we don't want people from these quote unquote
Africa and Latin
shithole
America
countries, you know. And I
Shithole
mean, I live in a
countries.
neighborhood with a bunch of African immigrants and Middle Eastern immigrants, and they're all highly educated. They all drive nice cars. They take their kids to school. They
Shit, Nigerians-
do the
Is
same.
education now known as shithole education?
No.
Yeah, I
shit.
mean,
I'm just saying, like that is true. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of educated people that he just mentioned that
Right.
were from
He's-
shithole
Listen,
countries,
this
which
dude's
is
one
kind
of
of
the most
stupid.
ignorant pieces of shit motherfuckers in the world. He can't speak for shit.
And you know, I found out, and I'm
Super
not
ignorant.
sure if I'm totally correct on this, but like the abuses of staying over here too long off of those vacation visas are like from Canada and like other countries,
the
like
countries
Norway.
that it's easy to get tourist visas from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Where we have, look, if we want to go visit London, we don't have to wait 8 months applying for a visa to the UK.
that's like
We buy a
72
plane
hours.
ticket. We show them our U.S. passport at
Yeah.
And we're in.
at the border, and we're in. And
Yeah.
15 minutes in, we're in a pub.
I mean,
having
people
fun,
don't-
hanging out in London. It's not that way
Yeah.
for every country on earth.
People
There's
don't
a handful
understand-
of countries
Yeah,
which are like the UK, France, Spain,
Germany.
Germany.
And
And,
Nick.
you
People
can,
don't understand the power of the American passport. I mean,
Yeah.
like, if you're from Nicaragua, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. You can't come to the United States on a vacation visa. You can't even go to Costa Rica. You can't even go to fucking Mexico. If you want to go to Mexico on a vacation visa, if you're from Nicaragua, which the vacation visa for Mexico, it's 6 months. It's not like the other countries where it's 90 days. That's 6 months in Mexico. You have to prove that you have employment. You have to show your bank records. You have to do all this extra bullshit. All I have to do is flash my passport, show my balls, a little bit of hair. I get in the country, man. Fuck that shit,
Hold on.
man. It's
So-
crazy.
That being said, no, we're done.
We're done.
That
Why?
being said,
I'm mad. I'm
it's
getting
Yeah.
descriptive. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is bullshit.
So you know this is not the only show you're going to be on, right?
We're all human beings. We're all people. But it's like if you're born in this place, something you have no control over, then you have more value than
And that's
someone
what
born in
drives-
this other place.
and that's what
fucked
drives
up,
me.
man.
And that's what drives me crazy is
I'm just gonna
to
let you go.
hear ignorant people who basically like won the birthplace lottery to sit here and be like, we can't have those people coming
and
into
they're
our
the shittiest
country.
people that are out there because they're just.
Yeah.
Listen, if they. Can we just kill them?
Okay, I want them to go.
Why can't we just?
No.
I want-
I want them to go spend a week in fucking.
No,
If
I want
we
them to
kill
them,
spend a
Would
year,
that make us better?
a year in
Yes!
Nicaragua.
It
I want
would
these.
make us
Okay,
better.
I want these
It
people
would
to
make me feel better if
to
I
spend a
killed fucking
year
Alabama.
in Central America.
I wanna
Spend a
blow up
year
Alabama.
in the country
Let
that
me
they
blow up
fucked up.
Alabama. Let me blow up Mississippi.
I just want them to listen.
I can yell louder than you can.
I just
They're
want
not-
them. I
they're
just
not
want them to
gonna
listen
listen.
when they're in church. They are always in church.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
to church. Listen
Just
to a
listen-
God that you believe in.
Just listen to what the priest is telling you in church,
Fucking
and
cut
like
nugget
for the most part,
motherfuckers.
try to do that.
Ah!
You should be, like on immigration anyway. Like you should be okay.
Gentlemen,
But, yeah.
gentlemen.
I'm not ready to leave.
You're coming
Don't I
back.
get? Do I get a? Do I get a?
Can
Do I
you
get a rant?
Everybody shut the fuck up.
Hey,
Can I finish?
he
Can
gets
I-
a rant, right?
You get a rant. You get a rant.
Give him a rant. Give him a rant. Damn it! Come on.
I'm
Fuck
yawning.
you.
Fuck the Eagles.
That's your
That's my
rant.
rant.
all
Okay.
you have?
Well, okay. There we go.
Do you want me? Do you want me to expound? Do I
Right,
need more?
So let me.
Fly Eagles fly right up my
I
fucking
always say,
ass.
"Die Eagles, die."
Why? Why would you want them to fly up your ass? That like
Maybe he likes it in the asshole. He likes to be fisted in the butthole,
Huh?
bitch.
back to fisting.
Only if it's
You like
I mean,
old-
I'll fist you
small
live on
tiny
show.
hands.
We can-
Only
I have
if
small,
it's small tiny hands.
We
Yeah,
can fist.
you got 45 hands.
You have fucking lube. All right, let's
You're
see.
like old seasoned balls danced in Hidden Valley Ranch, man. Dipped in Hidden Valley Ranch.
So gross. All right. So this
Ranch is really delicious.
shut up. Ranch is not. So
Not-
I'm gonna.
Not
and
on, not on the balls.
No, I don't know. I never just talking about ranch.
You haven't talked all show. Now
Why am I drinking so much on a Sunday, man? I hate my life.
It's
dog.
Monday.
It's Monday.
Monday.
Monday,
actually.
motherfucker.
Okay, it's
All
Monday
right.
morning. That's a better time to drink
All
than
right.
Sunday night.
All right. My quote of the day, and I'm gonna end like this: the best preparation for tomorrow is done your best today.
That's some bullshit. What do you?
Harry Potter Jr.
No,
Some
Henry
some
Cotter.
dime store philosophy.
you look like Larry Bird's autistic niece.
No, I don't. I don't have curly hair at all. That's not even funny.
Larry Bird's artistic niece.
Yeah,
That's kind of fucked up.
it's a deep cut, man. You're gonna have to think on that one.
No. No, I'm leaving the show today.
And you know what's crazy? We don't even know that he have an art. He might have an artistic
Why are you
niece.
still? Why are you?
Okay, Google.
Because the niece
Hold on.
doesn't mean that he.
Ask Jeeves. Ask
Larry
Jeeves.
Bird has an
Google.
autistic
Come on now.
niece. We need to cut this shit
Time
right
out.
now.
Time out. The fact
He's
that
watching.
Hold
'Cause
on,
he
so
has-
stop.
he
Stop.
has
Stop.
He
Stop.
has
A lot of
people.
system.
Mike just sat there and thought about this one. So we're ending the show. We're done. We're done. I am fucking done. Mike just actually thought that was a real thing.
That's the tip of the iceberg.
No, I didn't say that's the real.
So
thought it was a real thing.
starting next week, we're gonna move the show to 11:00.
I'm just saying, for immigration, we tipped the.
Oh,
That's the
God,
tip
thank
of the
God,
iceberg.
We can go
man.
home early.
That's the tip of the
my-
iceberg. We barely touched,
I can't
Anything.
Shut up.
but it has substance.
Marcus was saying we're starting at
we-
11
we-
p.m.
Starting next
tomorrow.
week, we're tomorrow. Yeah,
Tomorrow, next
okay.
week.
So
Yeah.
starting next week, we're gonna go to 11:00. One, because my new job. Two, because
I work at the same place as you.
Most of us want to go home.
thank you. And
Oh, so you don't want to hear about immigration? You don't care, huh?
No, I was just very happy that you
when was
have
the
your
last
fiance.
time you got hit in the head with a fucking water bottle?
Oh.
I like how you backed up. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for joining us for another wonderful DC As Fck show.
Your beard looks like a Billy Goat's dick, man.
I will accept that from you.
I ain't gonna lie, he does like a Billy Goat. Just a
How many
tad
Billy
bit.
Ghosts have you fisted in your life?
How am I gonna?
You keep
How many
on
Billy
talking
Ghosts
about
in DC
fisting.
have you seen?
Have you seen?
Have you seen
3
her?
Billy Goats in Madison, Virginia?
I've seen
How
a
many
couple.
have you seen?
At Watkins,
her?
hey,
There's a non-negligible chance that I could get this barred just based on what happened here.
Watkins
Have you
Park,
seen her?
Watkins Park in PG County, Maryland.
How many hand jobs have you got from transvestites?
How many hand jobs have I given to get Peter Pan bus tickets to Pittsburgh? 4.
I would have pegged you
All
at.
right,
I
done.
think it's
I would
time
have
we
pegged
do
you
that.
at 2.
It's time
I
to
would
do
have
that.
pegged him at 2.
Michael, turn the mics off. It's just mine now. Thank you for joining the One Love Massive Studio. This is the DC As Fck Show, sponsored by fucking Mike Ronson, Universal, Chuck Evans, One Love Massive, and DC As Fck Clothing. What's your here? What's your get over here?
Law Office of Ian A Taronji. 202-286-6449. Also, Lucky So-and-So's, February 15th. That's a Thursday night. DC 9 out there on U Street. Go get it.
Signing out from One Love Massive Studio, aka the Creative Factory across the
And
street.
Dior, don't forget.
And, oh yeah, Dior Ashley
Pimp
Brown
her
has
shit, too.
vernacular on what day was that again? Tell me. Just fucking find the show notes. We're across the street from the Historic Hour Theater. Find me on Twitter, Marcus2767, the Pasteurized Chef on Instagram, DC As Fck Show minus a U. It's been another fun show. Nick will be back. You're definitely going to be back. Everybody will be back. Much love. Love you guys. Be good. Don't be a dick.